Hi, Joe. Thanks for asking about the gospel album I did a few years ago. It was really, really fun. Of course, we did it live at our church, and we had some guest artists on it. Yes, there are plans afoot to do another gospel album. I don't know if I'm going to have guest instrumentalists, though, because I'll have my band, and I think it might be a better balance to have guest vocalists. Now, who those vocalists might be, we haven't pinned that down yet. But you remember that I started playing at our church when I was 9 years old, so gospel music is throughout my soul, throughout my very being. And soon now, there will be another gospel album. Thank you. Hi, Minho. Thank you for your question. All the way from Japan. Yes, we enjoyed playing the Blue Note in Japan. It was really a ball. We had fun playing the music from Colors, the Ecology of Oneness. And as you know, or maybe you weren't there tonight, we televised it, or taped it for television rather. But it will be televised in Japan. It will be shown on television in Japan, as it will be shown on television here in the United States. And there will be a DVD and possibly an album. We think there's going to be an album too. But at least you'll get to see it on television right there in Tokyo. Thanks for the question. Dana, I really admire the talents of Wynton Marsalis and, of course, Quincy Jones. If ever the opportunity came up for the three of us to get together and do something, definitely we would do that. All three of us have the busiest schedules there are. And if you've noticed, our music is quite different. Wynton, of course, with the Lincoln Center Jazz Band. Have you heard Quincy Jones' latest album? It has a lot of hip-hop and rap on it. And of course, I've gone in another direction. So the styles are quite different, but sometimes when you mix those kinds of styles, you come up with something fresh and new. If I run into Wynton or Quincy in my travels, I'll pose the question. And thank you. Well, hi, LaTaunja. You have a great question here. I agree. There should be more jazz clubs in Chicago. When I was coming up, there were at least 2 or 3 dozen jazz clubs throughout the Chicago area. And yes, I have been invited to join some investors in building a nice jazz supper club. And along came the decline in our economy, and everything's put on hold for a while. But after things pick up in the next year or two, there just might be a Ramsey Lewis Jazz Supper Club. Stay tuned. Hi, Devon and Matt, both big Stevie Wonder fans, as I am. The Distant Dreamer, that was one of the first songs Stevie wrote for me and my trio. In all, I think he wrote 4 or 5 over the course of years. It just happened. We were in New York at the same time and bumped into each other. We were staying at different hotels, and I forgot exactly how we ran into each other, but I ended up in his hotel suite, and we were talking. He says, "I'm going to write a song for you." And a few days later, I get this song in the mail, and it was The Distant Dreamer. Of course, we recorded it. Sometime later, he wrote Spring High, he wrote Love Notes, and maybe 1 or 2 others that I can't recall. I love Stevie Wonder's work. Love to do something with him too. Once again, here's a busy guy that travels forever and ever, as do I. But I might give Stevie a call. Not a bad idea. Hi, Labib. Collaborating with Nancy Wilson. Well, it's a joy. It's a pleasure. She is a talent among the best. Not only does she sing so very well, and her interpretations of songs are her own, she tells a story, right? But she has what in the music business we call big ears, meaning if a piano player chooses to slightly change a chord in a song, she hears exactly what you're doing, and she's not thrown by that. She'll find the right note in the chord that you just gave her, and things just keep on rolling. So it's almost playing with Nancy is almost like playing with an instrumentalist. You know, when they're soloing, you do certain things and you give and take. Nancy off stage is also a wonderful human being. We plan to do some other things together, so keep an eye out for that.